Hello piano moms. I am going to show you how to use Tenuto if you're new to it and you're having some trouble and you're a little bit confused as to how to set it up for the first time. You want to go to the iTunes store. It's an Apple product. It's not on Google Play. So if you have an iPad or an iPhone, you could download it onto that. This is what the icon looks like when you first find it on your desktop. And this is like the start menu or your dashboard. And there's lots of things to do. These down here at the bottom are for people that are doing some serious theory work. We only need to work at the very top. And if you're a brand new, if you have a brand new student, you probably are only really concerned about the keyboard note identification. So you want to click on keyboard note identification, and then we're going to set it up. You'll see I've got a score up here already. What you want to do is reset that to get it back to 0 so you can start fresh. Reset, I click on the I hit reset, and that's all I really need to do for that. Now, your student may be able to look at this and say, oh, well, that's a G, the red dot's on a G, and you click G and you get one right. You get to hear the pitch. There's another G, and there's an E. Maybe your student doesn't know that that's a D. So maybe you need to customize it a little bit more. So let's go up and we're going to click on the little toggle symbols at the top, the very top right, drop down customize. I like the highlight style just to be the dot because it's simple. You definitely need letters. You don't want the do, re, mi to come up. I always do the after audio for the next question. And that's because I want to hear the pitch. So this is really where we're going to work. It's within keys. Click on keys. This will pop up. I have them all selected just for the white keys. All the flats and sharps up here, we don't worry about those in the beginning. If you would like to add the black keys, those are for more advanced students. But let's just say I just want to do A, B, and C. So those are the ones I leave highlighted. I go back to the front, I keep going, I make that disappear. Now look what I have. Now I have B, and there's another B, and I can play with what we know. And then as your student gets better, and they've done enough repetition, then you can add a few more. Maybe you want to go back and you want to add a D. So you're going to be on both sides of middle C. So that's all you need to do then. You just click back and you're done. If you're a little bit more advanced than that, go back to the start page by clicking at the top left. You may want to do note identification if you are starting the grand staff. Once again, there's a score. I don't like 40%. Let's get rid of that. That's not very good. And I'm going to use less notes. I'm not going to use everything. This is a tricky place to set up my clefs. I have the whole grand staff up here, but if you want to be very specific, you could choose just the treble clef or the bass clef. But I usually like to have the child see the grand staff the whole time. That way they know that the one on top is the treble clef and that's the right hand, and on the bottom is the bass clef with the left hand. So you pick your clef. The others are for other instruments. Now the range, click on range. You actually have to touch the note to move it. So I'm going to be in middle C position, and so the lowest note of middle C position is F, and the highest note is a G. So I am going to leave this for middle C position, but maybe you don't want to do all those. Maybe you want to do middle C, B, and E. So you can make your range for the questions very small. Let's say I'm going to do those. Well, I know that's a D because it's dangling. Oh, I got one. There's another one, middle C. There's E, red E. There's C again. And that's all you get. You just let your child repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat until they've got it. Then you go back. I would go back to the range, and I would make it a little harder, move it down. Remember, you have to touch the note to move it. But if you really want to get serious, you can do the whole area. There's more notes than this on the piano, but we mark it with octave marks instead. So let's take it back. Let's put us in C position. And so then you can go from there. Key signatures, I would leave it empty. No, we want no flats and sharps. This is in C major. That's what we work on when we have no black keys. Eventually we'll want to change to maybe F or to G, but right now we're not messing with any flats or sharps in the very beginning. So note names, I always use letters as well. Eventually we'll do degrees and things like that, but not for a while. Make sure your accidentals is turned off. Accidentals are flats and sharps. And then my next question, I just do it immediately. And let's see, is there anything else we need to know? You may not want to have your child may not want to just pick a letter. I like keyboard reverse identification because this is what we actually do on the piano. We don't memorize the staff when we're playing the piano. I mean, we're going to see things. We're going to see these notes, and if we need to say, oh, well, that's a B, then that's a good thing to know. Then you look down and you find the B on the keyboard. But really when we play, when we're playing difficult pieces, we don't go through the letters in our head. We just know that's there. And you know that that's there. And so you do it this way instead. Oh, I must have a terrible range there. So I'm going to reset the score because we're starting again. Let's look at the range. Yes, the range definitely needs to be fixed. So you can move the range around to make it, that would be middle C position. If you want to change it to C position, you move it down to C, which is right there. And if you ever get confused about what these are, you can always Google a keyboard and you can get lots of images that will tell you exactly what things are. But that's keyboard reverse, and that's a good one. And you also want to make sure that your accidentals is off. My key signature, I just have it in C major, which is no flats or sharps. It's the blank one. And I would say that those are the three that you're really going to want. Yep, that's it. And if you really have any trouble, ask me, and I can always text it at any time and help you out with that. But good luck with that one. This is the only one. This is the only app I would say is worth spending money on. The others you can get in the basic forms, and they're fine. But Tenuto is a great thing, and then this can stay with you for a long, long time. It's a great investment. All right, thanks for listening.